My name's Corina Russell, and I've been very lucky in that I've worked with some really great people in my time. But this person probably had the most influence on me. And this is my little story about him. Probably one of the most influential managers I have ever worked with was a guy called Edward Lee, whom I met at Spillers Limited when I worked there in the late 70s. He was brought into the company to shake things up a bit, and reputedly had quite a fearsome reputation for not suffering fools gladly. And more worrying to me, did not think women should be in management. When I first saw him standing in the foyer, I thought he was one of the workmen. He was dressed in a well-worn, scruffy blue suit. His collar and tie were all awry. His shoes looked as if they hadn't been cleaned in a month, and his hair was all over the place. He was very eccentric too, and while he was technically on the ball, he could come up with the daftest ideas imaginable. On our first meeting, he told me he didn't rate women in management. I made no comment. A couple of weeks later, he came to see me, after most people had gone home, to talk about a quote I had done. He was, I thought, talking out of his hat, and I told him so in no uncertain terms. This was the turning point for us, for I didn't realise that he admired people who stuck to their guns, who were unafraid to say what they felt. And he promoted me a couple of weeks later to head up one of his teams. He showed me by example how to look after and value staff, and to stick up for them in public, even if they were wrong. These principles I've carried throughout my work in life. It must have worked too, because when he left to go to a better job, he persuaded me to follow him.